Hello everyone, and welcome back to KitbashCarnage. So today we're going to take a look at making some Trench Crusade minis. So if you haven't heard of Trench Crusade, it's a new and upcoming miniature tabletop wargame. Basically it's a wargame based back in the day when hell's doors opened and chaos kind of reigned Earth, and the faithful became possessed, and it's a huge, crazy, unique lore. So look into Trench Crusade in further detail via its website and Wikipedia and stuff like that to get more information on Trench Crusade itself. But by looking into Trench Crusade, I've came to the understanding that it's one of, if not the most forgiving in kitbashing your own unique minis for the game itself. So I got these miniatures and end up doing a bit of a customization / KitbashCarnage style take to them in order to create my first ever warband for Trench Crusade, and the faction I'm choosing is the Trench Pilgrims. So as you can see, the kind of headwear that these guys have is very good for the headwear of Trench Pilgrims. So going through a few of the miniatures, picking the ones that we're going to use for our warband, and then putting others aside for other projects that we're going to use in the future. So as you see, a lot of these miniatures have the iconic gas mask that's attached to the Trench Pilgrims, and then you can see that we just have to attach these hands here, and then with a few extra bits we're going to kitbash these guys and put a few more details basically on them and make them more unique and more kind of our own individual miniatures. So just going through and sticking the designated weapons to the miniatures. Some of the weapons, as you'll see in the next slide, of the guy who... There's a guy who basically has a strapped bomb to his back, and we don't put any weapons attached to him because we replace his hands with actual pins that have been driven into his chopped off wrists and holding chains that have permanently held the nuclear bomb strapped to his back. So making sure we use super glue here and not Tamiya extra thin cement, because this is resin and not actually like proper plastic, like sprue plastic that you get from Games Workshop and whatnot. So using using super glue to try and hold these together. It's KitbashCarnage, we can't have video without a bit of carnage in here. So doing the same thing that we did to the previous guy and just pairing the weapons that are designated for these individuals. Some guys, like I said, we don't pair weapons to, and we do a little bit of kit bashing, but some of them pair very well with the designated weapons, so we just use the designated weapons for the miniatures themselves. So this is around the time when I started to realise that the one and only kind of bomb thing, the rocket that I have left so far, just in the bits that I have, I'm going to be using, and I don't really want to waste this one and only bit. So in order to save this bit or to use multiple of them for this warband when I create more minis of the similar type, I'm going to quickly cast this bit here using a bit of Omaru. Link in the description for a more in-detailed video to casting with Omaru. So Omaru is basically just a quick cast of material. You can quick cast bits and other stuff you want to copy in the future for your own personal warband or army. I wouldn't recommend doing stuff like this for tournaments or events, meaning like for prizes and stuff like that. This is just basically for some fun and to make a bit of uniqueness to your own personal army. So as you see here, we're making an iconic cross for the trench pilgrims, just to attach onto the banner holder guy there, or the priest fella, the gentleman, and then attaching the rest of the guys to their designated bases without trying to break them all, because we all know resin is, although it's very nice and detailed, it's very flimsy and fragile. Exhibit A. We just broke it, but we'll fix it. Shh, no one's seen anything. Also, side note, if you're wondering what was that stuff that I rubbed on, there goes another mini. If you're wondering what that white stuff is that I rubbed onto the Omaru mold, it's basically just basically kind of like Vaseline. It's like cream, face cream. So any type of cream or Vaseline or something like that, if you rub it on the mold, it prevents the two halves from sticking together. So that's basically why I done that. It would literally just prevent the two Omaru halves from sticking to one another, because they do that while they're still malleable. So by putting a bit of a layer in between, it prevents them from fusing to one another. So off camera, I just attached some skulls to the cross and then attached it to the actual pole itself from the kind of priest looking dude. And now you can see here where we're attaching the nuclear bomb type of thing to the back of the guy with the bag over his head. And as you can see, we put down drawn pins, or the pins through his wrists. So just chopping them off kind of to where the head bit of it is, and then inserting them into the places where the wrists will go, the hands, and then super gluing them with some chain, so to make it look like the chain is actually holding the bomb to his back by being driven into his arms. So I like to use this kind of gelatin-like consistency super glue when doing stuff like this. You can also use hot glue, but we all know hot glue is very stringy and can get quite messy. So using this thicker type of super glue, we managed to make that kind of piece from the pin hold into place that bit better. Because if we used the thinner super glue, it wouldn't be held into place while it's setting, and it would make life hell, basically. So because the theme of Trench Crusade is obviously a war theme, we need to stick some war items on these guys. So basically we're going into our bits boxes. As you can see, I have them kind of 4 container strip kind of boxes, and I have them in packs of 24s and in slabs of designated bits and all this jazz. I need to show you a bits box video one day, just to show you exactly how I kind of do this kit bashing and find the specific bits to do stuff. So basically I went in, picked some belts with some compartments, some grenades, some guns that attach to the side of the hips, and I'm going along and seeing what fits best in the specific areas, just to put that bit more kind of war themed kind of Trench Crusade look on these miniatures. Make them look more like they're going into battle and not slaying people with just swords, and that they can have actual weapons like guns and grenades and stuff attached to them that they can utilize within battle. I also go back and utilize some green stuff that I have saved in a little bag that I kind of, it's like bits of scraps from the center bit of green stuff. So if you don't know green stuff, it comes sometimes in a strip of green and yellow, or not green and yellow, should I say, blue and yellow, and then sometimes if the center of the green and or the blue and the yellow touch, that can go a bit hard. So a lot of people remove that and discard it. Whereas I keep it and flatten it out or roll it into strands and stuff, and you see how I utilize them in the finished products with these minis, just adding them little bits of detail and utilizing stuff that people would normally throw away into your kit bashing. I really enjoyed this whole process, and I'm really looking forward to continuing making my warband for Trench Crusade. I'm not going to paint these until I have the complete warband, so then I can pick a theme and then use the same colours throughout the whole warband. And unfortunately, I can't promise videos being that regular. Work has picked up IRL, and I am non-stop, hence the reason I'm so late dropping a video. So apologies, but I really appreciate each and every one of you for understanding that during the summer months my job kind of picks up an awful lot, and especially since I got this promotion, I am non-stop. But thank you all for sticking around. Like, subscribe and comment, and I'll catch you all in the next one.